Hi everyone. Today I want to talk to you about mint. Mint is a wonderful perennial and it is so aromatic and it can be used in so many different ways. So I want to give you 3 tips about mint so that you could have a successful harvest. The first thing is that I cut off one of the stems. Mint has a tendency to have its stems and roots go sideways. And there's little nodes here that go into the ground and create roots, and that's how mint spreads. So if you just plant it out in your garden, it's going to spread all over the place and it's going to take over your garden. So it's really important that you put mint in pots to keep it contained. And so as you can see here, I have 5-gallon pots that I'm keeping mint in. Another great thing about mint, it comes in so many different varieties. There's spearmint, there's mojito mint, there's chocolate mint, pineapple mint. And so you can try all of these different varieties of mint. And it's a great way to kind of mix them together so you can make teas, dry them, you can put them in salads. So it's really a great way to manage mint, but it's very fast growing. So that's why tip number 1 is to keep it in a pot, and I have it on the side of my house. It can tolerate some partial shade. And in the zone that I live, zone 6, most mint varieties are perennials in zone 4 through 9. So it will come back year after year. Another thing, tip number 2, is keep it pruned back. So we're going to prune some of this mint today that has gotten really tall, and we're going to prune it back because we want the most tenderest of leaves. And if we don't keep it pruned, then it will get woody and then the leaves won't be as tender. And so we don't want that. So I'm going to show you over here. This is a regular mojito mint. You can see it's just coming back up now, but in the fall, I cut it all the way down. So that way we're getting all new fresh growth each year. Another tip, tip number 3, is that this mint here, you can see, is starting to form buds. We need to cut those off. We do not want those buds forming and putting seed out, because then you'll have the same problem. Because if it self-seeds itself, then it will run rampant in your garden as well. And we don't want that to happen. Don't put pesticides on your mint. Mint is pretty tolerant. It doesn't usually have that many pests, but if you do find pests, spray them off with the hose. And the reason why you don't want to put any pesticides on them is because you're going to be eating this, and you don't want to be ingesting anything that you're eating. So those are the reasons why we want to make sure that we keep our mint as clean as possible. And as you can see, this hasn't been treated at all. And if you happen to find a leaf that doesn't look right, cut it off. You know, that's all you need to do, because this thing will bounce right back. We're going to prune this, and in a week's time, I'll probably be back out here pruning it again. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut all of these flowers off of this mint that's coming up. And this one is the grapefruit mint. This happens to be the grapefruit mint. And it has a very strong menthol flavoring to it. So that's why it's fun to mix the 2 mints, mints together, because some are stronger than others, and then it kind of balances out the flavors with each other. So I'm just going here, you know, to the node right here. You can see like this one here. This is where the flower is. I'm just cutting it right there and getting rid of it, because I do not want this thing to flower. And so I'm looking at all the different stems that have come up, and I want to make sure that I don't have any flowers. So I took care of that business. And then here's something else I'm taking care of. Here's a leaf that doesn't look too great. So we're getting rid of that too, right? So that's what we're going to do. Oh, here's another bud that I don't want to miss. Let me go down a little further here. There. So this one is all taken care of. No buds, just in case. I don't want anything forming. And now we're going to harvest. So this is what we have here today. You could see that this is a very tall mint, and I'm going to harvest down to, like, see how we have these two leaves here? I'm going to cut right above two sets of leaves. That's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to go down lower. So let's see how much mint we can harvest today. And boy, does it smell good as you're like touching it and cutting it. You know, the aromas are amazing. And so we're going to prune this as much as possible. And even though, like, some of the leaves, see how thick this stem is? This is another reason why you want to prune it, because we want the leaves to stay thin. Let me get one that I can show you that's thin. Because see, thin is more tender leaves. So you can dry mint. I usually hang mint to dry. You could use a dryer. Set it about 200 degrees on the dryer if you have an air dryer, usually for about 16 hours. Or you could use your oven and set your oven at 200 degrees. You could set the mint on parchment paper and put it in the oven for at 200 degrees for quite a few hours. You'll have to watch it. That's why I like the air dryer, because, you know, the air dryer is just convenient, right? You set it, forget it, it's on a timer. You know, you're not babysitting an oven, and, you know, you could leave the house. You know what I mean? So with the oven on, you can't really leave the house, right? So you don't want to be babysitting that for hours and hours. So that's another advantage to having a air dryer. And it's really convenient because you can use it for many things, not just for mint. Okay, so we're almost done here. And then I'm going to show you how much mint I have. And then I think when I'm done, I'm going to go in the house and make myself some mint tea, which is absolutely fantastic. This particular variety that I'm actually pruning is a spearmint. Oh, and you know what else you could do? I've done this before. You take mint and you put it in a bottle of white rum, and it gives it like a little minty flavor to it, so that if you make mojitos, you have like a stronger mint flavor, because I really like the mint flavor in mojitos. And sometimes just muddling mint doesn't really give me that strong flavor that I like. So that's always fun to do too. And then, you know, when you're entertaining like your kids, the young people, you know, your adult young people, they like playing around with that too. Okay, I found myself a little bug here. So, and also make sure you wash the mint um, before you use it, because you want to make sure you get any insects or little spiders or anything like that that might be on it. There are little webs that might be on it. And this down. So you can see this is our harvest. I have quite a bit of mint in here. And then see, my plant is still looking very full, but I've been able to prune it back. And then we got all the buds off of that plant. And then you could see all the other mint that I have here as well. So I have, let me spin you around a little bit. This is something new that I'm trying this year. This is Korean mint. I planted this from seed, so I'm curious to see what happens with that. So try the different mints. It's really fun to experiment and try different things. And I hope you learn something about mint and try it, and make sure you keep it in a pot. You won't regret that. You won't regret that decision at all. So keep on farming, and we'll see you next time.